Chapter 31. Bowie High School, part of the Arlington Independent School District, was named after James Bowie, who died fighting at the Alamo. Matt parked his truck in the visitors' parking lot. Monica Potter had made it abundantly clear over the telephone she didn't want to talk to him again. Matt had made it equally clear he didn't give a damn what she wanted. He stepped through the school's glass doors into an air-conditioned lobby. The security guard at the desk waved him toward the main office. The school receptionist looked up as he approached, a middle-aged woman with glasses hanging from a beaded chain around her neck. Her nameplate read Mrs. Gaines. "My name is Matt Barry." He tapped his badge against the counter. "I'm here to see Miss Potter. She has a free period in 20 minutes. Mrs. Gaines studied him. "She expecting you?" "She is." The lie slid out easily. Potter was expecting him, just not today. The clerk's eyes narrowed slightly, but she pointed to a row of molded plastic chairs along the wall. "Have a seat. I'll let her know you're here, Officer Barry." "Special Agent," Matt corrected, though she'd already turned away to lift a phone. He settled into one of the uncomfortable chairs. The minutes ticked by. Matt used the time to review what he knew about Potter. 24 years old, first teaching job, bright, eager to impress, perfect prey for a manipulative predator like Merrick. Or was she? The emails and texts painted a different picture. Not a helpless victim, but an active participant trading favors for attention, money, and drugs. Monica Potter eventually appeared at the office entrance. She wore a conservative outfit, dark slacks, a pale blue blouse buttoned to the neck, and low heels that clicked nervously against the linoleum as she walked. Her brown hair was pulled back in a tight ponytail, face scrubbed clean of makeup. The picture of professional respectability. A different image of her popped into Matt's head, a picture Mark had sent her to remind her of her place. She made her way to Mrs. Gaines. "Is there somewhere Agent Barry and I can speak?" Potter asked. The clerk pointed down a hallway. "Second office to the right. It's empty this period." Matt let Potter enter first. He followed, closing the door behind them. The room was a small conference space with a rectangular table and 6 chairs. Matt motioned her to a seat and Potter perched on its edge, hands clasped tightly in her lap, looking like she might bolt at any second. "Miss Potter, I thought we had an understanding during our last conversation." She swallowed. "We did. I told you everything." "Did you? That's not how I remember it." "I don't understand what—" "I saw the emails and texts between you and Raymond Merrick," Matt said, cutting her off. "Why the bullshit about rape?" The color drained from her face. Her lips parted, but no sound emerged. "I've got the whole digital trail," Matt continued. "The pictures you sent him, the arrangements for money and drugs, the meeting times. So I'll ask again. Why lie to me?" She looked down at her hands, fingers twisting around each other. "I was scared of getting in trouble," she said, voice barely above a whisper. "And now?" "McKnight killed them. It's all over the news." Her eyes flicked up to meet his. "They said he died in custody. The case is closed." "Not for me," Matt said. "McKnight was framed. I don't know who killed Merrick and Black, but I know it wasn't him." Potter's eyes widened. "But the FBI—" "I don't give a damn what the FBI says." Matt leaned closer. "Now I need you to tell me the truth. All of it. Because right now you're still on my list." She blinked rapidly, fighting tears. "Your list? Of suspects?" Matt let the word hang in the air between them. "You had means, motive, and opportunity." "That's ridiculous. I would never." "Tell me what happened with Marek," Matt demanded. "The real story this time." Potter wiped at her eyes with the back of her hand. "What I told you about him making me do things against my will was true. I lied about how it started." "Go on." She took a deep breath. "I had an affair with him. It started with friendly emails and texts. After a time, they became flirty. I don't know who went first, but then the communications became sexual. At some point, he asked for pictures. I sent them. I was stupid. Then the relationship became physical." Matt maintained his hard stare. "And then I realized it was a mistake and told him I wanted out. I tried to break it off. He wouldn't let me. He had the pictures and he threatened to show them to the principal, the school board. He said he'd ruin me. So you went from consensual to coerced, Matt said. Yes. Matt studied her for a long moment. The emails and text messages did support her story, at least the broad outlines. A teacher banging a high school student, he understood her fear. What she'd done was stupid, potentially criminal, and career-ending. But was it motive for murder? Matt watched Potter's trembling hands and found himself torn between professional duty and personal principle. The law was clear. A teacher having sexual relations with a student was a crime, regardless of the circumstances. She'd knowingly crossed that line, shared explicit photos, accepted money and drugs. Yet as he pieced together the timeline, he couldn't ignore how Merrick had weaponized those photos once she tried to break things off. The power had shifted. Was she a predator who deserved prison time and a sex offender registration that would follow her forever? Or was she herself a victim of Merrick's manipulation, a young, naive teacher who made one catastrophic mistake and got trapped in something darker? The system would treat her as a straightforward criminal, with no room for the messier reality of human weakness and coercion. Matt had watched enough good people get ground up in the machinery of justice to know that sometimes the letter of the law and true justice weren't the same thing. You know what happens to teachers who sleep with students? Matt asked. They go to prison. Sex with a minor, abuse of authority. That's serious time. And even after you get out, you're a registered sex offender. For life. Please, she whispered. I made a mistake. A terrible mistake. Matt didn't respond immediately. In his view, American public education wasn't failing by accident. It was a scam, a racket that siphoned money from taxpayers and funneled it into lavish buildings, massive stadiums, and fleets of school district vehicles complete with their own maintenance garages. Bloated bureaucracies were filled with administrators who pulled in six-figure salaries, and year after year, the system churned out dumber kids at a higher cost than anywhere else in the world. It wasn't just mismanagement, it was theft on a grand scale. To Matt, this was corruption, plain and simple. Not just educational malpractice, but a piece of the larger political machine, one designed to enrich contractors, consultants, and anyone with the right connections. And the public kept paying for it, pretending it was about the kids. Matt didn't buy it for a second. Part of him thought Monica Potter deserved whatever the system threw at her. Another part recognized that the education system itself was broken beyond repair. Would punishing one misguided teacher fix a hopelessly corrupt and broken system? Would it bring Raymond Merrick back or reveal his killer? I don't care about the sex the two of you had, Matt said finally. I care about catching whoever murdered him and Ed Black. If you want me to clear you as a person of interest, you need to help me. The relief on her face was immediate and palpable. She raised her head, hopeful for the first time. How? You need to submit to a polygraph examination. You'll be asked if you murdered or participated in the murders of Raymond Merrick or Ed Black. Oh God, she cried, burying her face in her hands. Am I going to jail? Not if you didn't kill anyone, Matt said, but until I know that for certain, everything else stays on the table. His words had the desired effect. She wiped her eyes, straightened her shoulders, and nodded. Okay, I'll do it. When? Tomorrow, 9 a.m. at the TBI field office. Matt pulled out his card and slid it across the table. Ask for Agent Ramirez at the front desk. She's our polygraph examiner. She's expecting you. Potter picked up the card. I didn't kill them, she said. I swear. Matt stood. Looking down at her, his instincts told him she had nothing to do with the killings. She stood all of 5 feet 4 inches and barely weighed 120 pounds. He couldn't picture her subduing the boys and then manhandling the bodies. The physical logistics alone made it unlikely. But he'd been wrong before. 9 a.m., he said. The Collin County medical examiner, Dr. Sonia Rodriguez, escorted Matt personally to the examination room. His request to be present at the autopsy of McKnight had surprised her. What are you looking for? She asked as they entered the autopsy room. I'm not sure, Matt confessed. Dr. Rodriguez pointed to a sheet covering the examination table, which sat in the middle of the room. There he is. Isn't he the one they arrested for the horrible murders of the 2 boys? He's the one, Matt said. How does this interest the TBI Rangers? Or may I ask? I'm assisting in the case. You strike me as a very suspicious person, Agent Barry. If you tell me why you're here, I might be able to help. I'm not buying the accidental overdose. Now that's interesting. Shall we get started? Dr. Rodriguez pulled aside the sheet revealing Reed McKnight's body. Matt shifted, uneasy in the presence of the dead. Dr. Rodriguez began the autopsy with a thorough examination of the body. She dictated into a microphone as she worked. This is interesting, she said, pointing at two marks on McKnight's chest. Matt stepped closer to look. Two marks, bigger than pinpricks, were less than an inch apart. The skin around each mark appeared reddened. What are they? He asked. Dr. Rodriguez examined the marks at close range. Finally, she said, I've seen these on one or two occasions before. I believe they are caused by a taser. Did he resist arrest? Matt thought back to what he'd been told. I don't know. I don't believe so. Well, that's what they are, Dr. Rodriguez said. I'd like pictures, Matt said. They're digital. You can have them before you leave. Do you conduct a tox screen? Of course. Dr. Rodriguez motioned to McKnight's feet. Help me roll him over. I want to take a look at the back of the torso. Matt hesitated, his face showing his dislike. Oh, for heaven's sakes! Put these on, Dr. Rodriguez said, passing Matt a pair of latex gloves she retrieved from a shelf under the examination table. Matt slipped on the gloves and helped her turn McKnight over. He noticed the spot instantly, a bruise about 6 inches long in the form of a straight line above the hips. What's that? Matt asked. Dr. Rodriguez studied the mark and then placed a ruler next to the bruise while she photographed it. It's a bruise. How did he get it? Matt asked. Dr. Rodriguez straightened, tapping the ruler against her right palm. It's hard to say. He might have been struck by something, or it might be the result of a fall. A picture developed in Matt's mind. The jail cell where he was being held contained a metal bunk. It might be from the bunk as a result of him falling after being tasered. Dr. Rodriguez frowned, obviously not liking the implication. That's a serious charge. Does it fit the evidence you're looking at? Matt pressed. It might, she admitted. When you receive the results of the tox screen, I'm betting you will find he died of an overdose. Dr. Rodriguez looked unhappy. Let's assume it does come back as an overdose. I haven't finished the autopsy, but I don't have evidence of a murder. I can't call this murder without more. You can list the cause of death as undetermined, Matt suggested. Dr. Rodriguez glared at him. I knew you were trouble,